Ve'aser Rachel bat Yisrael v'Nechama Reuven ben Ephraim u'Miriam la'aliyah shlishi.
Baruch Hu Adonai Hamborach.
Baruch Adonai Hamborach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamborach le'olam va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Sholeach teshilach et chaim ve'et chabanim tika lach lama'an yitev lach barakta yamim ki tivnech bayit chadash va'asita ma'ekech lagagecha velo tesim damim bevetecha ki yipol hanofol mimenu lo tizrach karmeach kil ayim kan tikadash hamleach hazrach asher tizrach ve'et utvuat chakarim.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Tamod Shoshana Chaya bat Reuven ve'eser Rachel habachora bat hamitzvah chazak chazak v'nitchazek.
Baruch et Adonai Hamborach anu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Lo techarosh v'shor uvechamor yachdav lo tilbash sha'atnez zemer ufishtim yachdav gedilim ta'asech la al arba kanfot kizrotecha asher tikasach bach. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Siman tov, mazel tov, siman tov, mazel tov, siman tov, mazel tov, siman tov.
Yehelanu, 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 U'leko Yisrael. Yehelanu, Yehelanu, U'leko Yisrael. Yehelanu, Yehelanu, U'leko Yisrael. Yehelanu, Yehelanu, U'leko Yisrael.
Your sheep gone astray, do not ignore it. You must take it back to your peer. If your fellow Israelite does not live near you, or you do not know who the owner is, you shall bring it home, and it shall remain with you until your peer claims it. Then you shall give it back. You shall do the same with that person's ass. You shall do the same with that person's garment, and so too shall you do with anything your fellow Israelite loses and you find. You must not remain indifferent. If you see your fellow Israelite's ass or ox fallen on the road, do not ignore it. You must raise it together. A woman must not put on a man's apparel, nor shall a man wear woman's clothing, for whoever does these things is abhorrent to the eternal your God. If along the road you chance upon a bird's nest, in any tree or on the ground, with fledglings or eggs, and the mother sitting over the fledglings or on the eggs, do not take the mother together with her young. Let the mother go and take only the young, in order that you may fare well and have a long life. When you build a new house, you shall make a parapet for your roof. so that you do not bring blood guilt on your house if anyone should fall from it. You shall not sow your vineyard with the second kind of seed, else the crop from the seed you have sown and yield of the vineyard may not be used. You shall not plow with an ox and an ass together. You shall not wear cloth combining wool and linen. You shall make tassels on the four corners of the garment with which you cover yourself.
Rob and Liz, mazel tov to you. Mazel tov on today. You know, let them in here. That's good, one way or another. That's good. Mazel tov on today, and mazel tov on all the years of nurturing and teaching that brought you to this moment. And I was thinking about your family in preparation for today, and you know, I'm trying to imagine a time that I saw your children arrive here that they didn't have a smile on their face. And I can't remember one. Right now, the two of them are way more serious than I've seen them in a long time, but that's not coincidence. That's something they learn. Rob, I've seen you dropping off carpool, and a lot of people just have this gotta get to the next thing scowl on their face. Give me the kid, I gotta run, whatever. I've never seen you not come in here smiling. Actually, can't remember one time. Liz, I've seen you not only smile when you come here, but I've seen you smile when we ask you to work, when we ask you to help with our school, when we've asked you to help with our kids. You always do, but you always do it with a smile. And so I'm not really surprised that your girls come here with a smile, because far beyond anything we can do in a religious school, in a synagogue, children learn from their parents. And so today, as you celebrate your first child becoming bat mitzvah, we're going to give lots of credit to her, but take some credit for yourselves too. Take the time to stop and look at what you've accomplished so far. You're not done. But look at what you've accomplished so far, and to allow today's celebration to be one for you as well. You have a lot to be proud of. And so we invite you to speak to your first bat mitzvah.
Thanks. I'm probably going to cry, so just letting everybody know. Amanda. From the minute you were born, you've been telling us who you are. The way you looked around the room, surveying the situation and taking it all in, told us you were smart and thoughtful. The way you smiled up at me for the first time made my heart open wider than I thought was possible. Told us you were someone who was going to have an impact on everyone you meet. The way as an infant you were easily placated, snuggly and playful, told us that you were happy, warm, and funny. And the way you immediately became the best big sister, protecting your babies and caring for them, told us you were a natural caretaker, kind, and patient. And the way from just about the second you could talk, you announced, I can do everything by myself, told us you were independent, motivated, and determined. And in your short 13 years of life, you have proven all of that and more to be true. As your mom, I'm of course proud of you, clearly, but I'm also so impressed by you. You're an excellent student, you're actively involved in academic activities and clubs. You're identified as a leader by educators, you're a hard worker, you put 100% into everything that you do, from school to choir to dance to volunteer work and your religious studies. And you create strong connections with everyone you meet, including family, friends, their parents, your teachers, and your clergy. And now even with the senior citizens at the retirement home where you've been volunteering, just look around at all of these people who are here just for you. Clearly, you're having an impact on those people, and that's really a blessing. These are all admirable qualities, for sure. But the one thing that I have always admired most about you is your courage to take a risk. You've never been afraid to say hello first, to run for the office, to audition for the part, or to speak your mind. And because of that courage, you've learned humility and how to lose gracefully. And also because of that courage, you've opened so many wonderful doors for yourself. This is a great quality, and I hope it helps you succeed through life. I have been amazed and so proud at the way you have embraced your Jewish studies. You've taken a strong interest from the beginning in learning about our heritage and the traditions of our people. and you approached your bat mitzvah with no less enthusiasm. I think the amount of time you put in today and how hard you've worked has really been evident. I hope you're proud of yourself and as proud as we all are of you today. And also that this is just the beginning of your lifelong connection to Judaism and to living life Jewishly. Mazel tov on becoming a bat mitzvah. I love you.
Amanda, one of the best days of my life was the day you were born. Not because it was the day you made me a daddy, but because I got to watch you be born. I cut the cord, and every day after that, you were daddy's girl. From the time I saw you, first smile, your first belly laugh, the first time you gave me a kiss, you crawled, you walked, you talked, and you gave your first witty remark. We celebrated each event like it was the greatest thing on earth. As you got older, you impressed us so much with not only your intelligence, but your eagerness and desire to learn. You were always asking questions. You used to ask me to give you math problems while I'd be driving somewhere and you were in the back seat. From a very early age, you wanted to know things. As you got older, that desire to learn became a desire to be the best at anything you did. You played soccer for a very short while, but you owned the field like it was your own, scoring goals whenever you could. You played softball for 5 years, starting with t-ball, and each year you kept asking me to play because you loved being part of the team and being with the other girls. Later, you began dancing with one studio and loved performing and being part of that. Later, we moved you to NBC, and you competed more intensely. You put everything you have into dance, and it shows. When I watch you on stage, I'm so proud of you, not just because you do so well, but because of the tremendous effort you put into it. Everything you excel at is because of your drive and determination. From kindergarten on, you were always top in your class. Now as you enter 8th grade, you're in all honors classes. The same is true about Hebrew school and your desire to keep going onto Hebrew high school, and because of your desire to learn. You have so many friends, and what amazes me about you as well is your caring nature for all of them. You always think of them as well as other people in your life, whether family, friends, or even friends of mommy and me. If you see something in a store that you know a particular person likes, you ask if you can buy it for them, where others would just text them and say, hey, they have that here at Walmart, you should come get it. You not only care, you inspire. You inspire everyone around you. And you go out of your way to help anyone that asks or needs help. Recently, you began volunteering at the assisted living place, and I know the residents there love having you. You bring meaning to people's lives, but even more important, you bring meaning to mine. You, baby, are my inspiration. You inspire me to be the best daddy I can be. I know that sometimes I'm not so easy to be around, but the truth is, there's nothing I won't do for you. And if I can't do it in a moment, I'll find a way to get it done. I'm so proud of you on this day as you become a bat mitzvah. You have been working so hard for this day, and it's finally here. You have done an excellent job today because of what I mentioned before, and I know you will continue not to just succeed in life, but excel. I love you so much, and I'm proud of you today. I was proud of you yesterday, and I will continue to be proud of you the rest of your life. Congratulations, baby. You're my favorite, but don't tell your sisters.
Please rise if you're able.
Vezat Torah asher sam Moshe
Lifnei bnei Yisrael al pi Adonai v'yad Moshe. And this is the Torah which Moses placed before the people of Israel as God commanded.
Yai lai 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 lai.
Gina?
Yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 yai lai lai lai. Yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 yai lai lai lai. Yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 yai lai lai lai. Yai lai
No. Okay, please be seated. The blessings for the Haftarah are on page 372. During the course of the year, the Haftarah usually serves as a commentary on the Torah portion, picking up on the theme of the Torah and reflecting it back through the words of the prophets. But in these days leading up to Rosh Hashanah, the Haftarah takes on a very different purpose. During these weeks, we read from the book of Isaiah, and each of the Haftarot is called a Nechama, a consolation. Because if we are doing the work of Elul, of this month leading up to Rosh Hashanah, and taking a serious accounting of our lives, most of us will find not only that there are places where we have fallen short, but quite probably the same places we fell short last year and promised ourselves we wouldn't fall short again. And so at this time when we start to think, why would God even bother? Why would God want to take us back when we keep coming up short? Isaiah comes and reminds us that God is always waiting for us. In this Haftarah, Isaiah says, "For a brief moment I forsook you, but with abiding love I take you back." And so as we hear these words, we think that there is hope for us if we take this work seriously. If we turn our thoughts back to God, God will indeed be waiting for us.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar b'neviim tovim v'ratzah b'divreihem hana'emarim be'emet. Baruch atah Adonai habocher b'Torah u'v'Moshe avdo u'v'Yisrael amo u'v'nevi'ei ha'emet b'tzedek. Sing, O barren woman who has never given birth. Break out in song, you who have never been in labor. The desolate woman shall have more children than a woman who is married, says the Eternal One. Enlarge the space for your tent. Do not spare the canvas for your dwelling place. Do not hold back. Lengthen your ropes, drive in your pegs. For you shall spread out to the right and the left. Your offspring shall dispossess nations. Cities now deserted shall again be settled. Have no fear. You shall not be put to shame. Do not cringe. Your disgrace is at an end. You shall forget the shame of your youth. No more shall you remember your disgrace as a widow. For your husband is your maker, the one called God of the hosts of heaven. And your Redeemer is the Holy One of Israel, called God of all the earth. The Eternal calls you wife again, O once abandoned and brokenhearted. Once rejected, says your God, but a young wife still. For a brief moment I forsook you. With abiding love I take you back. In a moment of flooding anger I hid my face from you. But now with love unending I take you in, says your Redeemer, the Eternal One. This is like the days of Noah to me. I promised then never again to cover the earth with the waters of Noah's days. So now I promise never again to be angry with you or rebuke you. Though the mountains may depart and the hills be removed, my love shall never depart from you, and my covenant of peace shall not be removed, says the one who loves you, the Eternal. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, rock of all creation, righteous one of all generations, the faithful God whose word is deed, whose every command is just and true, for the Torah, for the privilege of worship, for the prophets, and for this Shabbat that you, Adonai, our God, have given us, for holiness and rest, for honor and glory. We thank and bless you. May your name be blessed forever and forever by every living being. Praise to you, Adonai, for the Sabbath day and its holiness.
At the beginning of 7th grade, Amanda and her classmates sat down and created a blessing to be said for each other as they came to the Torah during the year. On this Shabbat, we have one of her classmates, Lauren, who is here today to offer the blessing on behalf of her class.
Today, as you become bar mitzvah and your Jewish journey is evolving, we hope you will take a moment to realize what it means to come to the Torah for the first time. Embracing the Torah means we accept the constant challenge of teaching Torah to others, and that you will pass down our traditions and new traditions to come, to new generations, the Rodeph Torah. We are links in a chain that connect us to each other and even to God. So today, as we offer you our blessing, we hope you will continue to teach others that one person can make a difference, that you will keep doing this vote not for recognition but because it's right, that you will continue to contribute to the Jewish community from this day on, and that you will know that we are always here to help you. May your life as a Jew continue the legacy that you've been given this day.
Page 374. Please rise if you are able.
יהללו את שם אדוני, כי נשגב שמו לבדו. הודו על ארץ ושמיים, וירם קרן לעמו. תהילה לכל חסידיו, לבני ישראל.
Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, our God and God of our parents, grandparents, and ancestors, we thank you for this day and for the years of growth and learning that led to it. Now, as Amanda becomes bat mitzvah, responsible for your commandments, we rejoice with her and with her family. Dear God, help us all to become worthy examples for our children. Let nothing separate us from them, and let nothing separate us from you, the source of all goodness and love. Help us, again and again, to renew our commitment to the covenant of Israel, to walk hand in hand with our children and with our parents in the ways of righteousness and truth. We pray that the memory of today's service will long inspire this young Jew. May it teach her that today is only the beginning of a life dedicated to study, to mitzvot, to deeds of justice and kindness and love. We ask your blessing upon Amanda in the ancient words of our people. May God bless you and protect you. May the light of God's face shine on you, and may God be good to you. May God's face be lifted up on you. May God always watch over you, and may God bless you with peace.
Yehי ratzon.
Please be seated. Can't just help you with the audiovisual part of this stuff. Okay.
It's already finished.
Just have, okay.
Give your dad his glasses.
Move to a little microphone. Here you go.
If you have ever met me, which I assume most of you probably have, you would know that I love and cherish every part of all of the communities I am a part of. Needless to say, I take the importance of community very seriously, which is one of the main reasons this part of my Torah portion means a lot to me. When I first received my portion and I was looking through it, I realized I could relate to so many of the topics discussed. For example, my portion analyzes the significance of coming across an item that does not belong to you. My personal beliefs are that when something owned by somebody else is now in your hands, you must do whatever it takes to make sure that item is returned to the correct person, even if this means going completely out of your way. Coincidentally, I was recently able to recover one of my ancient Israelite ancestors' Snapchat story that happens to be a great example of this point. Here we see my ancestor being attacked by this rhino. Ah, I was just attacked by this rhino. Guess it's my duty to take after it now. To contact, call my carrier pigeon's name, Filbert, and he will come flying. Send him on his way back to me with a message claiming this rhino. He knows where to go. We tried to find his owner by going to multiple houses. We were not successful. Not sure if hanging up posters will do much, but anything's worth a try. As long as he's here, he might as well not stink up my home. Bath time. We're playing hide and seek to pass the time, and I can't find him anywhere. Someone slide up and please let me know what I'm supposed to feed a rhino. He's so indecisive. My rhino buddy made himself useful by helping me plant my crops. Much appreciated. Yeah, there's one that's missing.
What are you missing?
I think the slide that says goodbye.
Okay, so don't do it.
Well, there's a slide that the ancestor is saying goodbye to the rhino. But it doesn't seem to be. No, that's not the last slide.
Oh, then I'm very sorry.
It's okay.
You got it.
They're giving a hug, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Obviously, this is important to me here and now, but this would be equally as important back in the times that the Torah was written. Although we still have our own community as Jews now, it was the same in those times. If not the same, then the bond of the community was even stronger. Because we have such a small population, it is not acceptable for even a single Jew to be dishonest with another. Everyone counted on each other for help within their society, so every opportunity to contribute should be taken, not taken advantage of. Although I think that our world would be a much happier place if everyone did these things right, they don't. Every person is raised differently and taught many different versions of what is right. All of us as Jews have our own duties that help identify ourselves. I feel that taking care of others and treating them properly is what identifies me as a Jew. This portion has not only informed me about what I should do, but why I should do it. To me, becoming a bat mitzvah means that I am being accepted into the Jewish community as an adult. Although I know I had certain duties as a Jew before, being commanded by God makes me feel that there are many more tasks I am expected to complete as a Jew now, one of which would be taking the concept of liability to a whole new level. Taking steps in my life to try my best to prevent avoidable tragedies is one of the most important things to me I can think of. Even if going out of my way is involved in the process, Making sure I'm doing everything I can to refrain from a disaster is crucial to a Jewish way of life. This has always been important to me because no matter who you are or what it is that is getting hurt, knowing that I could have somehow prevented a catastrophe in any way makes me feel awful that I hadn't. An example of preventing someone from getting hurt is not turning a deaf ear to harmful gossip. If I hear rumors about someone that I know could be hurtful, If I hear rumors about someone that I know could be hurtful, I know to make sure this gossip does not get spread around and to correct these assumptions before anyone gets hurt. One phrase I have heard many times throughout my life is finders keepers, losers weepers. We all know this is referring to the idea that possession is 9/10 of the law. Judaism prioritizes the person who has lost the item over the person who has found it. As a Jew, this is the philosophy that I was raised upon. The concepts of lost and found and liability can be very different, but have many similarities within them as well. These two subjects have a common thread, that sometimes you need to put your community's needs before your own. This is tremendously important because if everyone spent their entire lives only caring about themselves, all of the communities that make up our diverse world would crumble to the ground. Even Superman needs a little bit of help once in a while. Although I have already come across this lesson many times before in my life, my Torah portion has clearly explained to me that it is not always going to be easy to do the right thing. Whenever solving any kind of problem, someone will always be unhappy. From my own experiences, doing the right thing almost never coincides with everyone being happy. Not everyone has the courage to do the right thing because it could potentially make someone unhappy. People are afraid to make others unhappy for fear of being disliked. There is a lot of pressure in our world from generated media and the people we are around daily that we will be unhappy until we are liked by everyone. I know that for the most part, it will be very difficult, but as a bat mitzvah, I devote myself to fulfill all of the responsibilities I now have. An example of one of the many roles I have acquired now as a Jew is to raise my own family Jewish, as my parents have done with my sisters and I, and how my family has done for generations and generations long before me. I know that I will not feel successful until I know that I have done anything and everything that I possibly can for my family. I also know that this will not be accomplished until I know as much as there is to know about Judaism. Needless to say, I'm going to do everything I can to make sure I continue my Jewish education in Hebrew high school. There are many things that I feel make up our beautiful religion of Judaism. Most people may think that it is frankly just old stories and rituals that came to be over numerous years, but I feel that it is so much more than that. Judaism is about working together as a community to make sure that everyone is doing the right thing at all times. Even if Judaism wasn't such a big part of my life, I'm almost certain that this would be the way I lived anyway. With that, there are so many people in my life whom I could never thank enough for all they have done for me. First of all, I would like to thank Brian and Mrs. Butel for devoting so much of their time, never failing to guide me in the right direction, and for always pushing me to get everything done, even if I wasn't too thrilled about it for the time being. Thank you to Cantor Alexander for continuously teaching me new methods to learn my material that have helped me tremendously, and to Rabbi Weber for preparing me for this moment for the past almost 8 years. Although you'd already taught me so much in prior years, I've learned so much more than imaginable from you in my 7th grade year, and I could never thank you enough for it. I would also like to give a big thanks to all of the teachers I have had as a student at Temple Rodeph Torah. There are no other people who I can think of that can better prepare me for the rest of my life than all of you have. Next, I would like to thank everyone who came to celebrate with me, from Chicago to New York City to the next house over. Thank you all so much for making such an effort to be here with me. Now, I would like to thank 2 people in this room who are basically my built-in best friends. Jessica and Jordan, although I might not always show it, I love you more than anything on this planet, and I can promise you that will never change. You have never failed to brighten my day when nobody else could. Thank you to the moon and back for everything you guys have ever done for me. The biggest thank you that I can ever give is to my parents. Nobody else has ever shown so much love and support. Nobody else has ever shown as much love and support that you guys have given me over the past 13 years. I know I'm the biggest pain in America, but no matter how much I don't show it, there are no other people in this world that I love more than you. Thank you for everything you have ever done and will continue to do for me. There is no doubt in my mind that this day wouldn't be possible without you. I love you more than you could ever imagine. It is amazing to be up here right now, and I cannot wait to continue my celebration with everyone so soon.
You want to drink water?
Sure.
Amanda, Mazel Tov. You have every reason to smile like that. You really, really do. Thank you. Not just for leading the service, but for taking over the service. I mean, really, like, being sure we all knew what to do at the right time, and your relatives and everything. You're amazing. I've known you're amazing for a very long time. And when you said you can't figure out how to thank me for what I've taught you, you did every day you were in my class. You did. Because you sat right opposite me, which meant that I saw everything you did. Like, you couldn't escape. And in all of our discussions, you were into them. You were so into them. You were the first person with your hand up. You were the person who got my really terrible sense of humor. And I know you did, because I don't know if you were just being nice, but you would smile at those stupid jokes. But more than that, you brought up really beautiful ideas in our discussion. And so if you want to know what a teacher wants as a thanks more than anything else, it's a student who wants to be there and is active in what we're doing. So you've thanked me. You really have. And now I thank you for teaching us so beautifully today, and for taking things that are not always that easy. In my office, I have one of the few, I spoke at the beginning about advertisements, I have a Hebrew National thing in a frame. It says, we answer to a higher authority. And what you took on and what you said today was that you understand that being a Jew is answering to a higher authority even than being an American. And we talked about this in class. In the United States, we set a bar of don't do anything illegal, right? That's our job. And the bar is down here. That's a pretty low bar. We Jews set a really high bar. And you picked two places where that bar is exceptionally high. You're right. The American idea is finders, keepers, losers, weepers. The Jewish idea, which you had that bizarre and wonderful snap. I didn't know our ancestors used Snapchat. I thought they used MySpace. And most of you don't even know what MySpace is. It was old. That was so funny. That was great. And I love that you could do this as a way of teaching us about returning something that belongs to someone isn't just holding it. It's taking care of the thing. Even if it costs you money. Even if you have to feed an animal. It's your responsibility to care for someone else's property until you can return it. And that's really challenging, and it's not American law, but it is Jewish law. And then you talked about the one which the rabbis say is the hardest commandment in the whole Torah, and that's about gossip. Because gossip is not only saying something that's not true about someone that will embarrass them or hurt them or whatever. It's even saying something true about them that will embarrass them or hurt them. And so when we find out something really juicy, like really good, and we know that if we tell, hey, did you hear about so-and-so and whatever, everyone's like, oh, really? And suddenly I'm the center of attention because everyone's listening to me. Judaism says don't. If it's false, you certainly don't do it. That's lying. But even if it's true. Now think about the United States. We have entire television networks that are gossip. We have newspapers, magazines that are called gossip magazines. We have gossip columnists. What they say is true. But I'd hate to be on the receiving end of any of that. And when you said that you understand the need to stop it, you set a very, very high bar. And you're right. There are people who will like you more if you gossip. If you've got the good stuff, they're going to want to know. And saying, no, I won't. Or when someone shares a piece of gossip with you and you don't spread it, and you say like, hey, I think it'd really hurt that person if they heard us talking about it. You can lose a friend over that. Oh, sure, she's being a goody-goody. You can lose friends. And you said that doing the right thing is almost guaranteed to make some people unhappy. It's much easier to go with the crowd. It really is. But you've set this bar for yourself, this Jewish bar, of saying you want to be the best you can be, not just get by. I'm not surprised, but I'm really, really pleased. And I think, especially in these days before we get to the start of the new year, you've given all of us something to think about for the way we conduct our lives. If I were to think of a good pre-high holiday sermon, I can't think of a better one than the one you just gave. And then for you to say on top of that that you hope to continue your Jewish education, I'm thrilled, because honestly, I love being your teacher. And I hope we get to study for a long time, because I think I have some more to teach, but I also know I have more to learn from you. So today I congratulate you on what you've done. I congratulate you on becoming bat mitzvah, and I look forward to really, really wonderful things in the beautiful life you set out for yourself. Mazel tov. You're welcome. It's my honor to give you your bat mitzvah certificate, which I hope will remind you of what you taught today. And on behalf of the Reform Movement, it's also my honor to give you a gift certificate toward a trip to Israel when you're in high school, because there is so much more to learn. Our ancestors were almost to the promised land. You can get there faster than they got there, and it's easier too. We hope this gets you started on that stage of your journey.
Thank you.
Mazel tov to you, and mazel tov to your family. It's now my honor to introduce Joel Schleifstein, a member of our board of directors, to make a presentation on behalf of the congregation.
Shabbat Shalom. Mazel Tov, Amanda. Thank you for leading our congregation in prayer. It's an honor for me to represent our temple on this very special day for you. Today, I share your family's pride and joy as you become bat mitzvah. You've worked hard, and I congratulate you on your accomplishments. To commemorate this day, the board of directors would like to present you with a copy of Text Messages, a Torah commentary for teens.
Thank you.
You're welcome. From the Men's Club and Sisterhood, your very own Kiddush Cup. This one means a lot. I remember when my son got one, and he still has it. He's married, and he's going to give it to his children as well. We hope these gifts will be used in the years to come as you continue the tradition of Jewish life and learning. I'd like to congratulate Liz, Robert, Jessica, and Jordan. Mazel tov to all your family and friends who are here to celebrate with you today. Thank you to the Feldman family for sponsoring the Oneg in honor of the Simcha. Most of all, thank you to my fellow congregants who served as ushers today. Thank you all. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank
You did
you.
a great job.
Thank you.
So, over the years, we've gotten to sing together as you were part of my junior choir, and I am so glad that you chose to use some of the melodies from junior choir at the service today. This needs to turn. All right, it won't. And I'm so glad that you sang so beautifully the whole service, really. I hope that you will continue to use your voice, both the passion which you spoke about doing the right thing, the ethical thing, even when it's the hard thing, and your voice, the beautiful song voice that you have when you continue in the world.
Thank you.
Okay. We have a wonderful youth-led service that we do every spring, and I hope that you'll join our youth group and try to be part of that as the years go on, because we really want to keep you up here on the FEMA. You really did take over, as the rabbi said. Your favorite song, your favorite prayer that you wrote about is L'Dor V'Dor. And I chose to sing a version of L'Dor V'Dor for you as your blessing. As we practice for our bar and bat mitzvah, we do a lot of hard work, and we do a little bit at a time, and we use different methods to try to get something that's not quite working down. And I hope that as you go out into the world and conquer everything that you set your heart to, that you will take some of the methods with us and know that you can do it. Maybe you need a little extra time. Maybe you need to put something else to the side in the moment to get it done, but that you have the skills and you have the confidence to stand up and do it in front of people. So this version of L'Dor V'Dor talks about how we are blessings and how we are like little Snapchats going through history, sitting up on the mantelpiece of all of Jewish history, that we can see ourselves and our ancestors, they can see themselves in us, and the next generations have that cycle exactly the same.
This team did for junior choir.
I don't remember if we did this one or not. Over the years, we did lots of things, but you can sing with me if you want. We are gifts and we are blessings. We are history in song. We are words and we are healing. We are learning to be strong. We are words and we are stories. We are pictures of the past. We are carriers of wisdom, not the first and not the last. L'Dor V'Dor nagid God lecha. L'Dor V'Dor, we protect this chain from generation to generation. L'Dor V'Dor, these lips will praise your name. Looking back on the journey that we carry in our hearts, from the shadow of the mountain to the waters that would part. We are blessed and we are holy. We are children of your way. And the words that bring us meaning, we will have the strength to say. L'Dor V'Dor nagid God lecha. L'Dor V'Dor, we protect this chain from generation to generation. L'Dor V'Dor, these lips will praise your name. L'Dor V'Dor, these lips will praise your name.
We continue in the middle of page 586. Please rise if you are able. Come on with us, if you are.
What page is it?
586. It's a lane. Next page, probably.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'Adon ha'chol, l'atech l'v'lo li'yotzeh b'reshit, shelo asamim k'goyin ha'aratzot, v'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chalkeinu k'hem, v'nor aleinu k'chol ha'onam, v'anachnu kore'im, u'mishtachavim u'modim, לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא.
588. שהונת השמיים ויוסד הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינת עוזו בגובה מרומים. הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, אמת מלכנו אפס זולתו, ככתוב בתורתו, וידעת היום, והשיבותה אל לבביך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים, בשמיים ממעל ועל הארץ מתחת, אין עוד. Page 591, please be seated.
V'haya Adonai l'melech al kol ha'aretz, Bayom hahu, Yeh Adonai echad, U'shemo echad.
One announcement, next Saturday evening is Erev Slichot. Slichot is the first service of the high holidays, the first service leading up to the new year. Here at Rodeph Torah, we begin with a barbecue, which is open to the entire community. All you need to do is let us know you're coming. That is at 6 o'clock next Saturday evening. And then at 7:30 is our Slichot service, which is a really beautiful, mystical service to start us getting into the mood and music and feelings of the high holidays. And again, it is open to everybody, and you're welcome to join us. We turn now to page 598. Those we remember this week, those who died recently and those whose yahrzeits occurred this week, are listed on the sheet you received when you entered. In addition, we remember those who, though they are not here physically, are very much part of this service and very much part of our celebration. We remember Sam and Frida Medorsky, Edward and Esther Ellman, Sally Ellman, Leonard Chaitman, Milton and Helen Schildkraut, Rose and Louis Feldman, Howard Spiegel, Stephen Spiegel, and Lydia Schildkraut. We thank God for the gift of their lives, and we praise God for the blessing of their memory. And so, in their memory, and in honor of God, their Creator, we rise together for Kaddish. 598. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shnei rabbah, ba'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'v'yomechon, u'v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shemei rabbah mevarach la'alam u'lalmei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach, v'yitpa'ar, v'yitromam, v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar, v'yitaleh, v'yithalal, shmei dekudsha brichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma, v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shmaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel and to all the world, to which we say, Amen.
Oseh shalom
Bimromav,
hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, ve'imeru amen.
We turn now to Kiddush for Shabbat morning on page 604, as we thank God for all the blessings that we have in our lives at this very moment. To join us in Kiddush, we invite Amanda, Rob, Liz, Jessica, and Jordan, Matthew and Alyssa Kruper, Gabriella, Isabella, and Rebecca Ellman, and Rory and Eva Colmer.
V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותיהם ברית עולם, ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, על כן ברך אדוני את יום השבת ויקדשהו.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, בורא פרי הגפן.
לחיים.
You don't have to drink it, it's okay.
Our concluding song, Ein Keloheinu, is on page 626. Following the benediction, please remain at your seats just long enough for us to make our way out of the room. Then if you follow us out, we'd appreciate your bringing the Sidurim, the prayer books, returning them to the ushers at the door. If you brought a talit, please put it back on the rack. And everyone is invited down to the other end of the building for a reception, for an oneg, and we do hope that you will join us. Page 626.
Ein Keloheinu, ein Kadonenu, ein Kemalkeinu, ein Kemoshienu, mich Eloheinu, mich Adonenu, mich Kemalkeinu, mich Kemoshienu. Nodel Eloheinu, nodel Adonenu, nodel Malkeinu, nodel Moshienu. Baruch Eloheinu, Baruch Adonai.
Baruch Adonai. Proudly and take its place in the chain of Jewish tradition. Dear God, with all these gifts that you have given us, we ask but one more of you on this day. We pray that you will bless us with the most precious of all your gifts. We pray that you will bless us with wholeness, with completeness, with peace, all of which is shalom. We pray that you bless us and all Israel and all the world with a day of Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom to everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
Follow, please follow.
Maya Fehaya.
Excuse us, ladies.
Shalom.